Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am Abe with MysticGenMara.com, a small town mystic from the middle of Idaho. And today, whenever you're seeing this, I would like to offer the Earth Elemental Energy reading for the month of August 2023. The Earth energy covers the signs of Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn in the zodiac. And if you've had your charts done, you can look on those and see where the Earth energy is on your chart. If it's high, then this is more specifically for you. But even if your Earth's not high on your charts, you can still listen to this and maybe get something out of it, a little insight into the next month. I read intuitively, and so when I read the tarot, it will be the messages on the card and then whatever my guides bring in for this coming month. And for this quarter, July, August, and September, I'm trying something a little bit different here at the beginning, and that is adding an I-ching hexagram. And I cast these ahead of time just to save some time on the videos. So we'll start with that. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, like the video if this is the type of content you enjoy, and feel free to comment down below questions, suggestions, even constructive criticism, as long as we're respectful. And with that, we'll get started. So the Earth energy is number 21 in the hexagrams, and it is the gnawing. That's an interesting sound, isn't it? Or a title. It is gnawing success. The time is favorable for legal processes, is the text from the I-ching. And some of the commentary, and then we'll go through the lines and we'll continue on here. It says, when something is gripped between the jaws, we speak of gnawing it. And with this gnawing, we associate with success. So you've already got it in your grips, is what they're saying. The firm and the yielding are separate in the two trigrams, which the trigrams are the bottom three lines and the top three lines, represent the qualities, and their movement and brilliance respectively. Thunder and lightning are brought together to emit brilliance. The yielding obtains the central position and rises upwards from the lower to the center. Although this arrangement is an unsuitable one, it favors the process of law. So if there's legal things going on, they're saying that this is going to be a really successful month. If there's not legal things going on, it could be good, could be bad, kind of neutral in that respect. So, and we start with the bottom line and work our way up. For the bottom, it's the feet are shackled so they may not walk. No error is involved. Basically, the person who's working against you, or the group that's working against you legally, is bound and they really can't do much. So this is a time that the people who might not be the best in your circle are going to be restrained from being obnoxious in your circle, so to speak. The second line is the gnawing flesh so that the nose is hidden in it. No error. And so this is, again, things are moving in your favor. It doesn't, and it basically says the other guys are not going to be able to stop you from continuing on. So in the third place, it's gnawing dried meat. He was poisoned, but not severely enough to indispose of him for long. No errors. So there's things that are going on that may not be the best for you, but in the long term, it's not going to really stop your successful momentum. It's more of like, okay, you're rolling ahead, you had to pause at the gate, open the gate, and then you can move forward type thing, or maybe you hit a speed bump, but it's just a slowing down, but it's not a stopping. For the fourth line, it's gnawing dried meat on the bone. He found a metal arrowhead embedded in it. Remaining determined despite difficulties will bring fortune. So no matter how positive things are, you're still going to have to put your effort into it and watch out for things that might come back to bite you, is what this is kind of giving you the heads up for. The fifth line, going from the bottom to the top, so we're here, it's when gnawing dried meat, he encountered a piece of gold. Unwavering determination will now bring down trouble. No error is involved. So even though you're basically keep going, that little piece of metal was like the hiccup, and now you're getting into the heart of the matter where things are going to be improving. And the top line, which is the straight line here, he wears a wooden king, which hides his ears misfortune. This implies basically be careful not listening to the advice of others, or be careful of not paying attention to your higher intelligence. The warning is subtle. It's not like a super bad warning, but it's definitely saying just because you've had a really good run doesn't mean you can get cocky and arrogant. You still need to be paying attention to your guides, guardians, and the people paying attention above you. So with that, we'll do a quick, because I totally spaced doing this before. We're bringing in earth energy to bless these cards to bring forth true and accurate readings for anyone who's listening with earth elemental energy in their charts for the month of August. Okay, and we'll cut these real quick just because I didn't get that done. Sorry about that. And I read week to week. So August has 5 weeks, so we'll do 5 sections or 5 lines. Each week gets a guide or guardian, a message from source, and a lesson and or challenge from the tarot. If you're interested in the decks that I'm using, they're linked in the description below. And let's get started for Earth Elemental Energy for the month of August 2023, week number 1. I need to get a better desk situation. That's very small. Your guide or guardian from the angel oracle is the Trust the Universe group of angels. These angels come forward to remind you that no matter what else is going on, your trust, your faith in the divine process, and knowing that the steps that you're taking are the ones that you're supposed to be taking. It may not feel that way. It might feel like, am I doing the right thing? Am I having an issue? Is it my self-doubt in the way? When you start having those questions, ask the angels that are aligned with trusting the universe to come forward and just give you the guidance, or at least show you, am I on the right path? Am I not? You can use pendulums. You can use, obviously, tarot. But just check in at this first week, and the angels that are coming forward are saying, we're here to support you. Just reach out to us and we will give you the information that we have. So let's see what the message from source is for this first week. It is straddling worlds, wandering between the realms. So trusting the universe is going to be your focus, and those are the guiding beliefs for this first week. And it's because you're straddling. You're stepping out of an older world, maybe a third density if you are, or third dimensional if you're wanting to go there, into a higher frequency. In Wicca, when you cast a circle, you're literally breaking space and time, so outside the world continues on, but inside you're in a different realm, and that's straddling the after spirit world and the physical world. And so when you're straddling the worlds, you're standing on the precipice. Things are shifting. You have one foot in the old paradigm, one foot in the new, and the message from source is saying you're in the right spot. Trust the universe and be okay. You're straddling, and that can be uncomfortable because you're not sure where your next step's going to be, and there's times where you feel like you're straddling a chasm, like one wrong move and you're going to fall. You won't. But it's that feeling of, I'm not really stable where I'm standing, but universe and God source energy is saying you're straddling, you're in between at the moment, and this is that period of fearful growth. It's okay to stretch beyond your comfort limits, but you are moving at this point, so have the faith and trust. Your lesson or challenge from the tarot is the Four of Summer, being distracted, failing to see a magical opportunity, taking someone or something for granted, discontented with life. So you're straddling worlds. You're working on trusting in the universe. That can be a trick sometimes. I'll admit that fully right now. But the Four of Summer is saying, don't get distracted by the little things. Those, well, I've got to do this and I've got to do that, and if I meditate for an extra 20 minutes, am I going to have time to? Don't worry about it. Those little details, the minutia, will work themselves out in the wash. One way or another, it's going to happen. It's whether you're paying attention to your higher guidance, you're not getting distracted by all of the monkey mind, because the monkey mind, the egoic mind, loves to have something to work on, a problem to solve, but that's not really the best way to go about it all the time. Sometimes it is, but not all the time. And the Four of Summer is just saying, don't get distracted and don't fail or don't miss opportunities as they come to you, because they're going to come in ways you may not normally think about opportunities, but they are coming forward. So your guide or guardian for the second week is joy and contentment. So as you've worked through straddling the world, you're trusting the universe more, the second week is finding more peace, that inner peace. When they say joy, it's not like a bubbling, giggling all the time, everything's roses and, unicorn farts. It's being at peace with who you are, that joy of existing in this now moment, that brings contentment. So yeah, the world might be changing. You're standing on the precipice of a new reality, a new belief system possibly coming forward, and you know that the universe has got your back. You're held in the loving arms of your guides and guardians. You're supported by God's source divine energy. And the second week, the guides that are coming forward are saying, you know all of this, so let's show you how this works. So they're here to help encourage you in that forward growth. Your message from Source is first breath, beginner's mind. So the first thing that my guides showed me was the Magician from the Tarot, because you're on a path and you've already have a few things under your belt. You have some tools. And this first breath is, now that you have those tools, what are you going to create? Because breathing is a form of creation. Each time you inhale, you bring life into your body. Each time you exhale, you can speak words. Words in the old belief, especially written, were spells. So it was something very, very important to write words down in a lot of mystic traditions. And that first breath, what is it when you wake up in the morning? The first breath that you inhale and exhale, the thought that's going through your head, is a way to set your intentions for the day. And the second week is really saying, when you take those first breaths, are you creating a magical world, a world full of joy and contentment working with your angels, or are you waking up going, ugh, I have to do this again? Now you just set the tone for your day. So that first breath can be the starting of something new, something amazing, but it also can be the little things each day where you're setting those intentions as you move through your day. So starting off in the mornings, especially the second week, when you first become consciously aware, whether it's your alarm goes off, or your puppy jumps on you, or your kid comes running into the room wanting breakfast, that first breath when you become conscious, what is the thought? And set an intention at that moment as you inhale and exhale. Even if it's a whisper that intention before anything else is happening in the morning, because you might be surprised what kind of cool stuff you could bring into existence doing that. And your lesson or challenge from the tarot, I'm having mic issues, not sure what's going on here, is the Prince of Autumn. Dependable, protective, chivalrous, and humorous. Cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, kindness to others. So the first week they're saying don't get bogged down by the details. The second week is just pay attention to what's going on. It doesn't mean bury yourself in it. And being dependable, speak your truth. When you say something, mean it. Being protective, you guard the stuff that you want. This is a reminder. The lesson here is just kind of a tap on the shoulder, like you have responsibilities. It doesn't mean that just because you're straddling worlds, you're starting to create things, that you give up on your day-to-day chores. Those still need to be handled. It just doesn't need to be your focus all the time. And so the Prince of Autumn is saying, you've got the spiritual stuff started. The ball is rolling. Keep the momentum flowing, but don't forget, to keep your rent paid and things like that. So let's look at the third week of August for Earth 2023, we have Mother, Father, God, the Trinity, the original Trinity, the Mother and the Father, the God, the Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine, and their Holy Child that is created from that. Every single culture on the planet has a supreme feminine energy, a supreme masculine energy, and a child that is birthed from that. And with this, what they're saying is bringing the divine masculine and the divine feminine into balance within yourself creates that divinity. We all are born with a spark of the divine, star dust, whatever you want to call it, the breath of life. And when we bring the connection back to the Divine Mother and the Divine Father, we wake up that more spiritual aspect of ourselves. There's some people who don't want to talk about the Divine Mother, that's fine. There's others that say not the Divine Father. You need both to survive. You need both, it doesn't matter the balance, to be able to wake that up fully. And so what this card is saying, and the angels that are coming forward to support it, is let's work through the mother and father issues, see what's going on, maybe going back through your ancestral lines, kind of working through some of that. But it's really a positive thing, like what from your ancestry? Because everyone's like, oh, you got to clear out the ancestral curses, you got to clear out the negative from the... You do, but you're forgetting that our ancestors had a lot of gifts too. There's a lot of knowledge in the older generations, and if you have the opportunity, sit at the knee, so to speak, of your elders and listen to their stories. It doesn't matter if it's about planting a garden when they were 5. Listen to them. There's a lot of wisdom that can be garnered from those older, simpler days. We live in such a technologically advanced circus at this point that sometimes taking the time to listen to what used to be is a good thing, and you will learn something from it. And that's what they're saying, is balancing those energies within, but also listening to the blessings from the ancestral lines. So your message from Source is lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. You cannot make this up. I'm sorry, but this is funny. The Mother, Father, God, and then the ancestral wisdom. The guides kind of have a sense of humor sometimes. So again, we're working with that ancestral line. So really put the emphasis on learning what you can, especially from your family members who are older. What is it that they know that you may not? They can teach so much. My grandma in particular taught me how to can. She taught me how to crochet, which is also on my website. She tried to teach me how to toll paint. Still can't figure that out. She taught me how to raise a garden, how to transplant, how to plant seeds. And that's only the beginning. My grandpa taught me a little bit about horses, a lot about what it means to be a man, and that doesn't mean the weird stuff that they talk about in the news. Speaking your truth, standing up for what you believe in. When you say it, do it. You shake your hand, that's a vow. Those were all things that I learned from them. And I've learned stuff from my own mother, my own father, so it's not just the old people, but you learn from all of these people. And that's what the message is learn the ancestral wisdom. We have lost a lot of it, and it's unfortunate because every time one of our elders pass, that information from this realm has been lost. So something to think about going forward is really check in with your ancestors, the living and those who have passed over. The living ones, you can sit at their knee right now and enjoy that conversation and that presence. And it's invaluable to them too. So it works both ways. Lesson or challenge, sorry, is the 4 of Winter. Set aside your concerns for now. You can make decisions later. Solutions that come from meditation, the need for sleep, and a vacation. So this third week is really about your message, your challenge, whatever, lesson, sorry, I'm so discombobulated right now, sorry, is take the time, take a breath. That allows you to tap into your ancestors or go visit them. It gives you that ability to take that quiet time. The 4 of Winter, again, is saying there's been a lot of frustration and a lot of chaos, obviously, in the world. And this third week of August, take the time to take a breath. receive a breath, receive wisdom, receive knowledge, receive relaxation. So the Four of Winter is really saying, it doesn't really matter what's going on. Take the time to take care of you and do the simple work of checking in with your ancestors, checking in with those elders that are still alive on this plane, and just be. Don't worry about the future. Good grief, it'll be there tomorrow, literally. But just take the time to be in the moment for this third week. So your guide or guardian for the fourth week is no. Those two little letters can have the most powerful vibrations in your world. When you say no to things that do not benefit you, when you say no to people pushing back on your boundaries, they're there for a reason. This is a time to maybe say no to some self-indulgence, which is not self-care, by the way, or saying no to people who are trying to infringe on, oh, come on, it's just one night, or oh, come on, it's just 1 hour after work, or can you just stay a couple of hours later? But that means you're going to delay your dinner with your family, it's family night, whatever it is. Those two letters have a massive amount of power, and the angels that are coming forward are saying, this is the time for you to reassert your authority within your life. And part of reasserting your authority is setting boundaries. That means saying no. And people may not like that because they are losing their ability to control or manipulate. And that's fine. But this fourth week is really about stepping up to your boundaries and saying, no, we're done. This is the line. And saying no to the things that aren't benefiting you anymore. Your message from Source is lost in space, needing directions. When you say no and you're establishing those boundaries, you're setting yourself up for your own success. Sometimes you have to say no so that you can do the self-care. When you feel ungrounded, saying no to the outside is a good thing. Reground, reconnect. When you feel lost and kind of out of your sorts, it's because you're sending energy or you're splitting your energy amongst too many things. There's a whole list of stuff going through your head. You got shopping lists, and the dog's got to go to the vet, and the kids have got to go to school, and, well, not right now, soon maybe, school shopping. But you've got work, you've got that dinner party next week, you've got family, la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di. It's just constant yammering, and you get disoriented because it's like you're scattering yourself so thin in illusion at that point. And that will trigger that feeling of being lost. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know where I am. The message from Source is saying it's okay to say no to the things that are unnecessary in this moment. Your inner guidance is going to work with you to help reground, refocus, and that allows you to see the next step, that next directional pattern, and that's the energy that's coming forward for this fourth week. Let's see what the tarot has to say for a lesson or a challenge. But really staying grounded is the message they keep saying, even though it says lost in space. They're really saying you need to find a way to stay grounded. Take your shoes off, stick your toes in the mud, especially this fourth week, so that you can reconnect with the moment. Not worry about the future. Who cares about that, really? I mean, plan ahead, but don't worry about it. Your lesson or challenge is the Five of Winter. Walk away from dishonest associations, realizing what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness and something that's not worth the effort. Saying no. This is a reiteration of the first two cards, even though it's your lesson, and the lesson could be, how do you say no? Can you say no? A lot of us, especially if you've worked in service industries for very long, become yes men. Yep, sure, got that. No, I can do that. Cancel everything else. We'll just go ahead. Five of Winter is saying walking away from the things that are not being truthful, walking away from the things that are not spiritually or physically beneficial to you is part of your self-care. You feel lost, it's because other people at times can be draining your energy. That's when you walk away. You say no, put up that wall. Sometimes it's a temporary wall, but there's times you need that. Doesn't mean keep it there forever, but pushing back and saying, no, that's not what we're doing. I'm not doing that. And the Five of Winter is saying, sometimes in your mind, before it actually gets there, you're like, oh yeah, this is what I want. I want the job. I want the 401k. I want this and this and this with it. And then you get it and you're like, this is not what I thought it would be. And the Five of Wands says, walk away then. You're not tied. No matter what job it is, you're not tied to it. There are other options out there, and that's where you can follow the guidance from source. But that's that whole feeling of being lost. Like, this isn't what I expected. This isn't what I wanted. Where did I go wrong? You didn't. You had a lesson to learn. Now it's time to understand the lesson and figure out, is this something that you can fix and make to work and actually improve? Or is it something that you needed for the time and now you've outgrown it? Some things to think about in that 4th week. Now, the 5th week and last week for August is ask and receive. So your guides and guardians coming forward for this 5th week are really reminding you, as you've went through this month, you have been trusting in the universe, you've been working with finding your joy in the present moment, you've been tapping in and rebalancing the masculine and feminine, you're reasserting your boundaries with that simple 2-letter word of no, and now you're more connected, you're more grounded again, and now it's time to ask for the things that you want, whatever it is, positive of course, and then allow yourself to receive. A lot of the times, especially in like the law of attraction books and patterns, you ask for something. Sure, got it. We're going to ask for it. Sweet. I believe I'm going to get it. Cool. That's in the future. But then do you give yourself the option to receive it? Real question there. Think about that. Do you give yourself the option to receive it? The guide or guardians that are coming through are saying you're asking. Cool. As you're asking, put it in the current terms instead of saying, I want this in the future. Receiving it is, thank you for granting me the new car. Thank you for helping me find this new car. You're putting a different spin on it. You're setting it into a gratitude. Gratitude allows that flow of energy in, but it also allows you to send the love energy back out. So this is what we're doing, and we're asking, okay, I want the new car. How do I get the new car? Put it into the now moment and work it through that, but really put yourself in the moment of receiving it. As you give, you always receive, and that's the energy. You're putting out the energy that you're there. Now it's receiving it, is allowing it back in. And like I said, a lot of people are really good at asking. They're really good at kind of setting things up, but they forget to open themselves up to receive it. So the guides that are coming through are saying, let's work on this. We've got this. You've got the basics down. Now let's take it deeper. Your message from Source is Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. You're asking, you're receiving, things are moving again. And so it's been kind of a little bit of a flux. You've been working on a lot of energy this month, and it's coming down to, it's still a swirling mess out there, but it's because you're moving. When you're moving, especially moving quickly, things blur, kind of like that Star Wars, the stars streaking past. That's the energy that they're showing me coming up for this last week. You've been kind of building towards an apex, and that apex is saying, let's launch this, let's get it going. So let's see what the tarot has to say for a lesson or a challenge for our earth energies here. We have the Queen of Autumn, generous, stylish, gracious, and practical. Be practical with respect to how you proceed, the ability to make anything more beautiful, meeting someone who can help your dreams come true. So, as things get more chaotic, more swirling, a little bit more busy with the Dust Devil, the Queen of Autumn is saying, move forward in grace. Move forward in assurance, not arrogance. Assurance. I got this. The universe has got my back. I got the angels on my side. We can do this. Staying grounded. I know what I'm building towards, and I am setting aside the stuff that's not working for me. I might need it later, but I'm just going to set it aside for now, and if it fades into nothing, then I didn't need it at all going forward. But that's what the Queen is saying, is move forward and be classy about it. Don't be, there's times you need to be crass. Sorry, that's a true statement. But be as gracious, be stylish, Buy the new shirt. I'm not sure why they're saying shirt. Buy the new shirt. But do something that makes you feel better about yourself during this week. You're going through a lot. The things are speeding up, but it doesn't mean that you have to let it get ahead of you and make you lose that calm, cool, collected that you've been building this month. And that's the reminder. The Queen's saying, yeah, it might be busy, it might be chaos, but you're in control. I mean, God's source divine energy is guiding you, but then it has your back, but you're the one who's mastering this ship. You're the one kind of saying, what direction am I headed here? Just remember that and keep your cool about it. So hopefully these messages resonate for you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like on it down below, hit the subscribe button, and comment. Even constructive criticism, I'm willing to learn and expand. And let me know what you think of the I-ching at the beginning. With that, I will let you go. Have a great rest of the month of August, and I'll see you in a future video.